where we get an opportunity to work through ourselves is
So
our attachment to like, hey man, person coming at you some kind of, hey man, you going listen, you the devil that the Bible speaks of,
right.
right? Okay,
Yes, I am.
right on.
My problem is when you give them scripture
Well, personally,
and they don't listen. And I'm like, this is your literature, not mine. I'm not preaching my literature to you.
see. Hold on, I want to make something.
It's a perceived outcome when I'm saying it because I've been there. It's like you're looking for you want to be the one to be there when they go, aha, I see what you're saying, and the reality is
and not only that, right? We have been. I'm a predominantly, African American people, right? I'm gonna just take where I'm from, right? We have carried ideology from generation to generation.
Right.
Maybe not necessarily scripture. There are people who know chapter and verse, right? And we've been handed down ideological concepts.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because if I show you a principle in the scripture, right? Something that's very tangible, something that, everybody can see, right? Every seed yields according to its kind.
Right.
That's a very fundamental lesson that is undeviating.
Right.
Right? Apple seeds beget apple seeds.
That's a mark of
Human
their creator.
beget humans. Lions beget lions. Right?
Right. Creators.
That's
You got creators.
Creators can create.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
so you telling me a Tygon ain't of the creator? No, it's of an engineer
Here. Right.
or
A God.
a god.
A God.
Right.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? So,
What about a seedless grape?
hey, look.
So can you eat a seedless grape?
I mean, you can eat it.
Yeah.
You can eat grass if you want to.
Right.
Right. You can eat anything.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Adon.
But that's all I'm saying, man. It's like we carry ideology, not necessarily do we decide to immerse ourselves in understanding.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So like, you might be introducing understanding and the other person might be bringing ideology.
Right.
Right.
And I like what you said about we started it. Yep. As a collective big group of people that is put upon this plane or this dimension, we created for ourselves religion
Right.
or any kind of religiosity.
We can say God. We're the creators of
Right. We created all
God.
of this. So
we didn't create the creator now.
Right. We created all of this so we can have this podcast.
Right.
So we can sit back and talk about it.
Right.
Talk about certain things that we understand to other people.
Right.
Which they created us.
Right.
So they could hear us.
So they hear us.
So some of them could get mad and say these brothers have gone off.
Right.
And all we saying is, I love you, man.
I don't know where you brothers are at.
I love you.
Right.
Right.
Say that again.
I don't know where you brothers
I had a brother
are at.
tell me that, man.
Say
That hurt me
again.
to my heart.
Say it again, man.
I don't know where you brothers are at.
I would say I'm right here.
Right. I'm being.
I am.
Same number, same address.
Right.
I haven't gone anywhere.
Exactly.
Read.
Right. Read.
I haven't gone anywhere. I'm here.
555.
Like I said, I am.
But
That's it.
that's it, man. That's all I got on it, man.
All right, God.
So no, one more thing, because I want Seafood to explain why he say, because somebody out there is saying, how can you say that it's nothing and then it's God? And I want you to explain it because
he did.
No, he did. Because we talked about it. We talked about it last week, I think it was.
Yeah,
Okay.
Right.
Or the beginning of the week.
Me and Karim talk about it
So,
all the time.
Give them, because I know they heard it.
Right.
And I don't want to go past it. Just give them that.
The simplest way for me to explain it is in mathematics.
Okay.
The only number that has zero to reference is the one. Every other number is an aspect of the one.
Okay.
Every other number is an aspect of the one. You got the seven. The seven is seven. Let's take that. People should call that the God number for my nations of gods and earths. The seven is the God number, but seven is 7 ones. But the only number that has zero to reference is the zero. I mean, is the one. The one owes its existence to the zero. That's it. That's the most high. So if we're gonna say Yahweh is the one, that's fine.
Yahweh might be the 7.
Right. That's which is
eight, 7 ones.
Or the 7 might be the judges.
Right.
That's further down.
Right.
But a total aspect of the one. They represent. We're the 7, but we're 7 representing the one.
They represent structures.
Right. But who does the one have responsible? Why is the one? I mean, who's responsible for the one?
Right.
It's the nothing.
The nothing.
Right.
The zero.
The nothing is the all.
Which is infinite.
Infinite. You can't bottle it. You can't call it something.
Right.
And we're talking about the absolute nothing. We're not talking about empty space.
Well, that word don't even apply to it.
Right. This word
word he's using don't even apply to it.
Only word.
Because it's unfathomable.
Unfathomable. Like, okay, a zero is a noun.
Right.
That's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But what I ask people is, what does it represent? See, we need it because you need something to represent nothingness. But what the zero represents is absolute nothing.
Right.
Even the word nothing can't be really applied to it. That's why I asked the question, is the word nothing a noun? We can't say nothing is something. And we're talking, and I'm not talking about just empty space. I'm talking about no space, no time.
No, nothing.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing.
No.
No.
Right.
No.
No.
Right.
Right.
So it was that recognized itself.
Come on.
And decided to create.
Right.
So now from that creation we have, let's say, one.
Right.
So now we have a Yahweh.
And we can call that Christ.
Christ.
Right.
Exactly.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
Right.
But for the sake of
Right. We could say, I mean, for in layman's terms, for if us to go simple, what you and I was talking about, we could call that existence.
Right.
Exactly. Right.
And that existence
sacred geometry
could be the atom.
Right. Or the space.
Or the space. Or the time.
Or the time.
Atom.
Right.
Adam.
Right.
Right.
Atom.
Right. So now we have something to build upon from that creation. But from that existence, we have absolute nothing to reverence for that which exists. It's the total opposite.
Got you.
Some even call it vacuum. If existence, let's say if existence move forward,
That's the out breath. So in
expansion
certain principles.
and contraction.
Yes.
Right. So, the let's, and I'm gonna say the Big Bang word
Okay.
just for the sake of the conversation. Let's say there was a big explosion.
Right.
Then the ending would be a
Right.
and it's
back to
it's back to the source.
Right.
You can't even say it's gone. It's
Right.
not gone. It's just going
went back to
the
which
source
it came.
from which it came.
Or could you say it's a black hole?
Yes. Yes.
So if there's many black holes in this universe,
Verse. Right.
It's a reason why we don't know what's on the other side.
Right.
right? I get it. But
Yes.
I want to make sure the
Right.
people that's listening
Right.
may
Right.
understand certain things that we're
Right.
talking about.
So then when you come into the one, when we look at just the plane that we're on, take for instance us sitting in this room and we recognize the activities that's going on in this room. Yet if we, let's say, wiped our finger on the table and wiped it on a petri dish
Right.
and looked at that under a microscope, we'll realize that it's a whole nother thing
Right.
going on right in
Yeah.
our presence that
Right.
we were totally
Oblivious to.
to,
Right.
unaware of.
Right.
That's that number one multiplying itself downward.
Gotcha.
Shoot,
So if we're talking integers,
Right.
with it when it comes to the zero, then we got the -1, the -2. We were
Right.
just going down.
Right.
But then if we go outside in the same space and time of where we at, we're starting to see critters, the
Right.
squirrels, the animals
Right.
doing their thing, the ants and the bugs. Now we're starting to go up, and vice versa, depending on how you look at it. You can flip it, but you know, like me and you were talking, the squirrel got a whole world going on his back,
A whole world.
a whole just on his back.
Right.
I was saying, just flip yourself inside out.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
What was it? Was it Wu-Tang? Somebody
Wu-Tang.
said, flip him inside out. He just
It's
died.
If you see all that's going on, and yeah, that was kind of in an urban explanation of
Right.
it, but it was deep because, like me and him was talking last week. It's like just take a microorganism and realize that got shit on its back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's something going on in there.
It's something going on the back of the amoeba.
Infinitely down, infinitely up, so to
Right.
speak.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, to me, that's the creator
Right.
and the expressions of the
it.
creator, which is why the expressions of the creator get they're infinite when it comes to mathematics. It can go across the board. When it comes to mathematics and frequency, that's the language. And they say that's the language of the God because that's law. It's gonna happen. That the numbers, which is why you see patterns in the yugas and other forms of expression. Just me speaking through this mic, the waves,
Even when they take the music, the sound waves, and put like a gel, like liquid, certain types of, and they put it to the sound, you can see the forms,
you
the
can see the
shapes,
forms,
the
and
geometry.
shapes, the geometry.
Yeah, that's numbers.
Right, and that's the resonating outwards and inward at the same time because of the frequency, and it just makes that pattern.
Right.
Now, in our lives, us that pay attention, we see those patterns, those frequencies. That, I mean, the question is who's making the music, but we're products of those frequencies.
Right.
We met for a reason. We wind up in the same pattern for a reason. Then we might have those that resonate outside of our frequency for a reason. They're not part of the pattern anymore.
Right.
It might come back, but that frequency that's put out is the creator
Right.
and not the God.
Got you.
Right.
All right, we got you. Okay.
I like that. I like that.
I only got one more thing to say. Really.
Wake up, ye
That's,
gods.
That's one. Yeah. You are that. You're the zero, the one, and everything else after it or before it. So, and another thing, I have gotten a ticket with my fringes on. Just want to let y'all know that. Let's go.
I hope my homie watching, boy.
But lid.
Oh man, this was awesome, man. It was just nice. It was nice. It
And
was nice.
And like I say, it's all because I was out there flying.
I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. You could have been anywhere on this Saturday, on this day, but you're here with us. If anything that we presented you like, you don't like, express it in the comments. Reach out. Yeah.
Okay.
Malak, you got
Shalom,
anything?
shalom.
Hey, Ox said it all. Shalom, shalom.
Peace, much love. Namaste.
Peace, people.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.